own food out of a plate, and die from it. You would want your child to eat the right food out of the plate. And so if you treat your child like that, then you should treat everybody's child, because everybody's child is your child. When that child comes to you and say, I lost my mom, I don't know where my mom's or dad are, and I'm lost, what would you do? Would you just give it the wrong direction, or would you give it the right direction and find its mom for it? And so every child should be treated the same way. We are nothing. This is nothing here. This ain't nothing. This color and all this sort of stuff that man got on his mind. It is in our hearts, And so the way we stand up, what we should stand up against wrong, because see, our wrong brothers are sick. And we got to be the doctors and the pills for our brothers that are very sick. They're sick when they want to rob somebody. They're sick when they want to kill somebody. They're sick because of the things that they see, the material things that they want on the earth. They want to rob people from. And see, you can't take it nowhere. Where are you going with it? You're still in the sandwich of God. You're still in the world of God. And if you're in the world of God, where are you going? Across seas with somebody's truck, or across seas with somebody's house, or cross seas with somebody's ring and watch and all that sort of stuff. You're still in the world. And what's in here has to come out. The word says nothing is hidden. And if it's nothing is hidden, and the reason I know that nothing is hidden, because you're going to have to tell somebody about what you know inside. You're going to have to tell somebody. So that means everybody knows somebody that's wrong. And so this is how we clean up. If everybody knows somebody that's going to do wrong, or that's wrong, we need to correct that. We need to be the doctors and the lawyers for that, for them. And how we do that? Everybody needs to start standing up and tell who's doing wrong and who's doing right. I don't care if it's in your immediate family. I don't care if it's your mom, if it's your sister, if it's your brother. We are fighting for the wrong's life as well as the right's life, and we're fighting for that. You have a child that's wrong, that child must be right, and you have a sister or brother that's wrong, that they must be right, and we got to be the pill. That's why God sent us behind each other and in front of each other, so therefore the ones that are right can turn the world right. And let's work for God. Now, I want to tell you this, and then I'm going to let you go. I am having a hard time because of the simple fact that people don't understand. A lot of people told lies on me. And saying I don't brush my teeth, I don't wash, I don't take baths, I don't do this. They just keep on lying. And the only reason they're doing that is because I went through a problem back here some time ago. You know, the old man standing on the corner with the two Bibles looking like he's crazy. And when he take a Bible and do his hands like that as a cross. Because the reason I do that is because I know there's a car that's coming towards me, but it's a long way off. But it see me making a suggestion as the Bible in this hand and the Bible in this hand making a cross. Evidently they look at the cross of my hand and they can figure it out. And this is why I make that sign, the different signs. And then sometimes I walk like Jesus walked when he carried the weight of the world of sins. I do all that kind of stuff because I want my brother. That's how much love that God has given me, and I want to give it back. And that's what I do. As far as the things that my troubles, I don't like to tell too many people about my troubles, but sometimes we need to bring all of it out. And so I've been going through a thing. When I first came here, I came here to do the work of God and what he wants me to do because of my life. And so when I came here and I started doing that, I had my brother police officers and stuff to come to me. And they wanted to make a way for me to get off in the streets. He said I can still preach by having a place and getting off the streets. And they just kept worrying me with that. And so eventually I said yes. And when I said yes, I didn't realize what I was going into. When I went into it, I didn't have glasses and things like that. So I couldn't see different things to sign or whatever. So I went. When I went. They told me that they can get a place for me, and when they got this place for me, I didn't know that I was going into a place for the mental. I didn't know that, because I signed something that I shouldn't have signed.
Yeah.
Because I am not mental. I am not mental whatsoever.
You are not mental, John.
but I went. I mean, all of us got some sort of problem, But that is what God put in us,
right?
So we would enjoy one another,
yeah.
And
understand each other,
yes,
right?
Yeah, I don't. Even a man that's considered mental or crazy, is God's. It's God's will, If it wasn't for the man that was crazy or the woman that was mental or whatever, if it wasn't for them, how could doctors do anything? I mean, for the sick. If it wasn't for the sick,
Right.
A lot of times we'll say, hey, you don't have a job and you should get a job, but you don't know the job that God has sent that person with. Everything on earth have a job, because the word says you can't eat without doing work. Okay? So if that's the case, God don't lie. He tells the truth. You look at the ants. There are ants doing different things, but they all got jobs. You look at the trees, everything got jobs. Everything God put here has a job. Now, whether it's a job, it might sound funny to you, but whether it's a job being the victim on the table with the doctors going into you, you still got that job. You see?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't see that. So you got to look at heavenly way. You can't look at it in man's way, because if you look at it in man's way, it looks crazy and all mixed up and all that. You got to look at it in heaven's way. That's why you don't look at nobody and tell them that you don't have a job or you don't have this and you got to do this and you got to do this. You don't look at it like that. See, because God sent that person to do whatever he's doing. If a guy that's drunk all the time and he's walking like this, he has a job. He has a job. What is that job? To teach your child not to do this. You see? But he has a job. So therefore, you don't go down on a man because he's drunk. You don't go down. You don't treat that man no different than you because he's drunk. That man has got a job to do. And he's doing it very well. Okay?
Well.
So God knows what he's sending here. Okay? The same thing with a person having a heart attack. A person is having a heart attack, grabbing his heart, and it's getting ready to fall, and you run into it. You got a job, you run into it. But the person that's having a heart attack got a job, he's having a heart attack. You see?
Wow.
And so, therefore, you got to look at it like that. Because if you look at it like that, then you will understand all the craziness that looks different than you.
You appreciate it.
You appreciate it. And there are also things like, for instance, you see people that's got what you call man jobs. That's supposed to be the natural thing.
Right.
Okay? So if you got a man's job, be happy that you have that job. See? Because that's also in God's will. See, be happy because you got that job. Because you got certain things that others that don't have.
Yeah.
But they got this, See, but it's all a job. It's all about learning in this schoolhouse, because this is nothing but a schoolhouse, and this schoolhouse is learning us all to come closer together. Not we shouldn't be splitting apart because of the things of the earth. I always say that it is the adults that are the biggest liars, they are the biggest murderers, they are the biggest killers, they are the biggest against all sin. I mean, not against all sin, but for all sin.
Yeah.
See, and it's not the babies that's growing up. It's not them, but the only thing they do is they repeat what they see. You see? And we got to stop that. We got to stand up as righteous people and put on the boots of God and stand up for what is right. And everybody knows somebody that's doing something wrong. And everybody should come out and tell it. I don't care who it is. If it's mom, dad, sister, brother, baby, tell it so we can correct that. Because they are the ones that are sick and they need help. And we're not doing anything but sitting back being afraid of the wrong. We're being afraid of them because they're coming around with guns and bam, 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 bam.